We are going to discuss the short story The Drover's Wife by Henry Lawson. The full name of Henry Lawson is Henry Archibald Hertzberg Lawson. He is a bush poet and also an Australian writer. So one among the best known Australian poets. So he is one among the best known Australian poets and fiction writers of the colonial period. So the summary is that this is a very dramatic short story. Here it speaks about a woman, an outback woman, one who is living very far away from, one who is living in the outskirts of Australia, who is left alone with her 4 children in an isolated hut because her husband is a drover who takes the sheep across or the herd across the town. One of the children discovers a snake. She is a bush woman because she is living in the very outskirts of Australia, living in the outskirts. One of the children discovers the snake and the snake hides. Okay, they are struggling to find the snake, but it disappears. It hides in a hole between the wall and the floor. Now, when the snake disappears, the woman puts the children to sleep and she is waiting for the snake with the dog named Alligator. She has fought bushfire, flood, dangerous men, illness that spread among the cattle, etc. So she is shown as a bold woman. She is mostly content, she is fine with whatever is there in her life, but she is very isolated and she also dreams the fashion pictures in magazines. So she is living completely a life that is opposite to what she wishes. So in the morning, the candles run out, so she goes to get the wood to keep the fire burning. Now the wood pile was like that was done by an aboriginal. He didn't do it in a proper way, and because of that the wood pile collapsed and she gets terribly injured. So when she is trying to wipe her face, also her handkerchief is also full of holes. So she laughs, like that is the way how she is existing, her existence. Then she looks for the snake. The dog chases it and kills it, and she takes the reptile, the snake, and throws it into the fire. So the eldest boy, Tommy, comes and then he sees tears in her mother's eyes and he promises never to become a drover like his father. So the title is very significant when we are analyzing because it is given the drover's wife. Nowhere the drover is mentioned. The main center figure is the wife, but she doesn't have a name. She is not given a name, even though she is the center of the action. Her strength and resilience is shown when in her husband's absence. So the imagery that we can find in this particular work is the decaying house, the imagery of the decaying house, the isolation, the ongoing struggle that she has with the nature because they are living in that forest area. The theme of isolation is there. The house is located very far from the other part of the society, because of which they are vulnerable to the forces of nature. She has to take care of her children without any help. Now her quick action when she saw the snake shows that this is not the first time she is seeing a snake. She has seen it many times. So she has to constantly adapt to new dangers or new threats in creative ways so that she can keep her children and herself safe. Now the dog Alligator is not out of sentiment. They are not growing it. They are growing it for the utilitarian purpose. What is utilitarian purpose? To make use of it to fight with the snakes or to bark and to make them aware of or give them warnings regarding the threats. Now here also the theme of gender roles also comes up. Husband has gone away like that, and the entire time till he comes she is taking care of the children alone. In that way she has a position of harshness. She is no more like the sweet or young girl like how she was there. Her femininity, which is usually like being very silent, very loving, very charming, etc. Her femininity is different. She has turned out into a harsh woman, one who is ready to face all the threats. And but at that same time, in her deep in her mind, she has that insecurity. Because of that, at the end we find her crying and her son consoling her. So I hope you understood it. Okay, please subscribe the channel if you like the mini lectures.